Hello, fish fans and little fishes. We're all back. I hope you guys are ready for some more fun. Thank you to all my new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You're going to probably see a lot of things you will enjoy. So maybe we can even learn something together. Remember in our last video, we made our dog on the last pets video. So we're just going to do some more random animals, I guess. Um, if you're making a fox or a wolf or something similar to that, I'm sure you could make it from our dog video. So I'll just try to make something completely different that we haven't made. I'm just going to move him off to the side, and we'll get right in the middle here. And we will pull up a square with Shift A. Make sure you thumbs up the video also if you don't mind, if you got the time. Alright, we'll get our first cube out. Alright. Yeah, of course. I'm going to use a cube, like always, right? You poor people watching videos of things made out of cubes. Alright, let's add some segments to it. Alright, let's go back. Why we do this is because when we do it again, it's going to change the shape. And you'll start to see it now. Get it around even. We'll get out of edit mode before we change the proportions of it, just for we don't have any issues. If when you move things in edit mode, it changes your move points, which just can cause a lot of hassles. It's easy enough to put back, but just to not do it, let's do it this way. So, we're going to start off, we're going to make a bird today. Maybe you need a bird in your game, so hopefully you do. If not, maybe you can use this technique to make something that's similar to a bird. Maybe you're making, I don't know what kind of bird we're going to make. Maybe you're making a chicken, maybe not. I don't know what you're making, but let's just copy this before we do anything, before we move it at all. First, easy enough. Oh, we'll change up here if you're using your old one, like I am. You're going to have to move back here if you can see things properly and see the angles without the colors, basically. Alright, let's get started by... We will go down here. Let's find out what axis we are on. Alright, let's do minus 15, just because I find it a little easier to work this way. Maybe even a little more. Let's do minus 20. Let's see if that's a little better for what I'm after. I think that's just that much better. Okay. Now, there's a couple ways we can do a couple different things, but this is going to be the body of our bird. So let's copy. Let's move another piece up. Let's use S, shrink it down in all ways. Okay. Now, you're going to want to adjust this the best way you can to make it look like the bird you're trying to make, or whatever you're trying to make. So, maybe we'll just change the angle back on this one. So our bird is looking up, maybe. And maybe we just want to do another one of these. Alright. But we're going to change the proportions a bit to make it look more like our bird's head that we're looking to get. And that's going to depend on the look that you're going for. And I've never made a bird before. You might be able to be starting to be able to tell by now, but we'll fix it up. Don't worry. We'll get there. I don't know if that looks better or worse, you know? Let's try this. Maybe that. Okay, what are we going to make his beak out of? Let's get a square again. Yes, a square. Always a square. Alright, so let's shape this a little bit. We'll go over here. We'll start getting a beak shape. Obviously that's not it yet. Question, are we going to open his beak? Are we going to have a crack in his beak? Maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we do. Here's one way we can do it. Control R. Put this in here. Okay. Right click to let go of it. And we are going to go to our arrows. And we just have this one. And we're just going to move it back. Maybe that's the look you're looking for. Maybe it's not. So if it's not, just go ahead and undo. And we're going to do something a little bit different than that. But we don't know what it is yet. Let's go ahead and shrink it a little bit this way too. Alright. Go back to this mode maybe. Do some more scaling. What do you want your bird to look like? Is it a duck? Does it have a big round bill? What kind of bill does your bird have? Think about that while I'm doing this. I'm gonna, looks like I'm making a duckish type shape, so we'll go with that. And we'll make a duck. Maybe it's a loon? I don't know. I'm not good with birds. I don't know birds very well. You get the idea, and I think we're pretty much there. We are also going to just put a slight angle here. And hopefully, to you, that also looks good. Birds' beaks, I think, tilt slightly down like this because of how their eyes are. So let's use this again because we are very clever, and that's what we do. We figure out new ways to use the same thing. Let's use S. Scale it way down. Before it gets too small, scale it up a bit, and then scale it down again. Scale it up a bit. Alright. Perfect, guys. And if you're nervous, don't worry, we're going to get there. And if this is hard for you, you're doing great if you've got this far with me. There's going to be masters that are going to make us all look bad, and this is a pretty great start if you're just kind of new to this whole thing. If you're doing this, way to go. Alright, so decide on your bird's length of its legs. Do you want it to look like more of a crane look, or are you going for a duck look? You know what I mean? I think ducks, I think ducks would be, remember you can right click in the middle of a move if you make the wrong move, would be up here. But I'm not quite sure. I'm not a duck expert, although I do think they're super cute. Alright, let's go ahead and duplicate this. You get the point anyways, and I'm sure you're better at duck art than I am. But we're just going to duplicate that. We're going to figure out which way we're heading. Okay. And then we're going to do this. We're just going to take the minus out of here. And we've made our second leg. I suppose we could have made the foot first, attached it, and then duplicated. Maybe we'll do it that way. That's probably a little smarter to make sure we got the exact same thing on both sides. So I just shift D again to make another one. Just thinking in my head if this is what I want. I think so. Let's see what happens. Keep in mind I'm just freestyling, so I'm not at my best. I'm trying to give you guys a good example if you're able to make it on your own. That's all. Take your time and make it the way you need it. Mine is just an example. So, we've got a ducky type shape to his foot. It's more like a shoe at this point. Let's see what we can do about that. We may have to make a different shape and change it, but we'll see what we can do. So, maybe if I grab this, maybe we'll start with a different shape. Just it might be easier in general to get the right shape first, and then instead of trying to make all of those. So I'm out of edit mode. At the top you can see pushing tab switches you in and out. Make sure you're out of edit mode when you hit Shift A. And we will make a cube. Of course. Of course, of course. And we're just going to kind of get the right shape first. So let's move it over for it's centered. And let's start doing a little bit of shaping, guys. Get like that first. Move it to the right spot. You're going to need it like that. And then we're going to flip to edit mode. Make sure you're on faces up here. Okay. let's shrink the back, leaving the front really wide. Maybe a little too wide at the front, but let's just fix that up too. Now, how are we going to do this? Okay, I got an idea. So now that we have our duck shape, we're going to go duplicate it with Shift D. Remember, Shift D always duplicates everything. And we'll just make it a little thicker first to start. And then we'll hit S. And then we'll make it a little thicker. And then we'll hit S. Okay. Maybe you can see where this is going, maybe you can't. We're going to use this piece, Shift D, to make some toes. And again, maybe this isn't how you want to do your duck's toes. I'm not really sure how many I don't know how many toes a duck has, or I don't even know if they're called toes. I want to call them something else though, but I can't think of the word, so let's just call them toes. Let's just go with this, alright? Alright. I hope you guys are having fun with me, and it's just not me having fun teaching you guys, and you're going, what is this guy doing? But we're just going to go ahead. We'll do the top one because we don't have to make any adjustments. Now I can't even think of what these guys' feet are called. What are they called? I know there's a name for it. Alright, well anyways, regardless, we'll do this. We'll highlight them all. We'll do this and just shrink them all a little bit. Maybe we'll go down a little bit farther for their toes get smaller as they get to the front. And I think we got the look we need. If you guys need to go into a little more detail, you can curve edges, you can, with the Control B, whatever you need to do to make it look more what you're looking for. I think that looks pretty good, so I'm going to keep it like that. And again, I'm no bird expert. Tell me what you think. If I've built it wrong, let me know. Tell me what I did. Tell me the bird's feet are too thick or too long or too whatever. I know I make mistakes, and I admit it, obviously, so I'm curious to see what you guys think. But once you get your feet in the right position for your bird, so let's go ahead and copy it. So we will Control J, okay, Control J, and then Shift D, and then we're just going to check our axis because I always forget, and it's this one, so we're going to move it over there. Now obviously this is not going to work. We're going to have to move this back a little bit, and like that. Maybe let's get rid of that one for now. Make sure this is in a good place. Shift D. So we were forced to move our legs a little bit there because they were colliding with each other. We might have to shrink the toes, but that looks a little better there. Okay. Alright, we're getting there, guys. We have, well, you know what? They might need to go back anyways. Kind of looks like it. Like there. I don't know. Again, I'm no bird expert. Make it right. You guys probably know better than me what the bird looks like. Let's copy this one. Let's drag that one out, okay? And then we're going to make it a lot thinner. And maybe a little thicker than that. Okay? A little thinner this way. And then we'll drag it off to one side. And we'll see. I think his wings should be at the back, but maybe they should be at the sides. I'm kind of confused on these crazy birds. I think it folds up too, but what we're probably going to want to do, and I'm just assuming, so don't be mad at me if I'm wrong, is put them something like this. And then we're going to move it down a little bit. So it's, yeah, that looks pretty good. Shift D. And then we're going to add take the minus, hopefully. Alright, perfect. And then we're going to have to find the right angle. Depends, maybe this is the ground position for the wings you want. Like when they're just sitting there on them, basically. Maybe you want to make a little connection between the two. Maybe you like them like that. Maybe you want them longer. But I would probably do is when they're on the ground, it looks like this, except for we're going to find a little bit of an angle here. Let's try this one. Yep, that's the one. So let's do like 15 or something. And we're going to have to change the other angle too, but let's do minus 15 here. Alright, so it's the opposite. And we're just going to move it out again with that one. If you want it exact, you can just delete and print it the other one. Oh, actually that's not going to work anymore. So maybe not. Maybe we'll erase that last move. It looks like we took it out of proportion. How did I do this one? Right. So anyways, we got our wings position, maybe. Maybe you want it higher. I can't tell what looks good on this bird. I don't make a lot of birds, but you're going to know what you want. And then I would do this when he's sitting down, like when he's walking around on the ground. And then I would just change his wing position when he's flying from 2 different positions. You'll probably have to make an animation or look for a free animation pack. Let's do I guess I should do one at a time. I changed them both to 0. Let's do like, I don't know what it would be, 45 maybe? Nope. I went the wrong way. Nope, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I got the wrong one, I think. Is this minus 15? What am I doing here? Alright, 45. Sorry, they got reset there. So minus 45 is probably what we want. And something like that. I guess that's not right either. I guess it'd be minus 90. And this would probably be about minus 90. Or, sorry, 90, because it's opposite. Let's move them both up together further in this. Nope. Let's undo that. And just drag them up. Drag them up. We're going to have to eyeball it. Sorry about that, guys. Move it out. Move it out. Something like that when they're flying. This wing's not attached. Might have to change the angles slightly again, but maybe you want to add some feathers or something like that to make it look a little more realistic to your wings. I just duplicate that, shrink it down. Alright, and find the right angle in the right spot. Duplicate that, move it up a little bit, shrink it down. And you can put these all over it if you want to try to give it some feathers and some more textures. Right? Probably want to make a tail feather, something like that. We'll just make a low pixel version. Something like that. So he's got a little tail. I guess it'd be wider at the bottom, but you get the idea, of course. Something like that. And there's some different ways to do that. And as you see, there's some feathers now. If we want to do that, we won't bother. I'll just give you an example, of course, for you could do it on your own. What else can we do here? Let's look at the beak. Let's go ahead and copy it and see what happens when we shrink. Elongate, crush, stretch, and bool. Oh my, yeah, looks pretty good, guys. I think we did it here. I think we got a really good duck look. Maybe his head's too big, I don't know. Again, I don't know ducks very good, guys. I just don't. Kind of feel like it is, but I don't know. just don't know ducks that well. I wish I knew ducks better. Alright, let's give it some eyeballs real quick. We'll make a cube, of course. Alright, and pull this out. Do Control B. Nope. Go to Edit Mode, then Control B. Sorry about that. I just right click to get out of that. So back to normal mode. S to shrink it down. And find your special spot. I think they're kind of side-eyed animals. I could be mistaken. Again, I'm not a duck expert. Shift D to repeat it. Take the minus out of it. You got your other eyeball. Alright, so it's a matter of attaching all these things to your duck. Finishing your feathers if you did them. We didn't. I just gave you some examples. And keep in mind, the more of those there are, the harder it's going to be on your system when you're running this stuff. Now, it's probably fine up to a certain degree. I'm sure you can get away with a few on each birds just to spruce them up or whatever. But I just wanted to give you some examples. So let's go ahead and we'll go to our color. No. Yeah, we'll do coloring now. Let's grab your legs. Let's grab your tail. Let's grab your wings. Let's grab your body. I guess we'll control it by the head. I don't know. Grab the head last because we're going to control it by that. So your eyeballs and then your head and then Control J. Your head's your control point. Perfect. Let's go into coloring. Now again, I think ducks, I would want to say ducks are, I went into edit mode, sorry. I want to say ducks are black, so let's, and then they have different colors on them. Let's start making them black just to kind of get the look we want. I guess it depends on the type of duck you want. Let's think of a way to change them up a little bit just to make them kind of look different. We're just going to hit left click once, shift left click after that, or control left click to grab more than one at a time. Shift click grabs one, control grabs them all in that row. Tell where you stop clicking, so we'll stop here. Let's give them a slightly different color here, maybe. I don't know what color ducks are. I want to. I should have went and looked first. I'm sorry. You know what? Let's just go with, I don't know, green. That's our duck color. Alright. Let's, I don't know, say you want to put, I think some ducks have rings around their necks. So we just hit Control and follow it all the way around. Keep on hitting Control, just here and there to make sure you don't let go. So let's either make that the same green or make it another color by doing this. Alright. Just giving them some different colors. Maybe you want to make the underside of the wings a different color, a lighter color than that color, just to give it again some color and personality without having to add a ton more things to it. Maybe it'll just be better that way because you're not doing as many pixels, you're not doing all those feathers. Either way, you can or you can't, it's up to you. I'm just here to give you an example of what we can do with just being clever. I don't know what color to make this. Yellow. I like my yellows. Dogs. Looking good, looking good. Let's do some eyes. L over the eyes. L over the eyes. Push one, new, and we just assign because we wanted it white. Perfect, guys. We'll do the beak. Now, I do believe, oh, I need to make a new one, don't I? That ducks' beaks are like an orangey color, kind of like that. So just for an example, obviously you can recolor this once you get it in your game. We're just giving it slots to be able to give it different colors. You can make ones more similar or change it completely if you want. Depends what you're making or what you're going for. Okay, so let's just grab this piece here and this piece here, right directly in the middle of both, and we will also give it that same black we started with. So now he has little eyes. We got a cute little birdie with eyes, guys. And again, you can tuck his wings in if you want, or you can leave them out here. Depending, you can still leave them loose if you want to move anything around for matching it up to a skeleton, because there's a couple of animal packs where you should find the same type of thing where you could just make yours go to the skeleton, and then you don't have to use an axe pack, and you don't have to deal with the animations or any of that stuff. Anyways, let's keep going. Let's make his legs and feet the same color as his beak. Alright guys, I think we got a bird. Oh, he looks pretty good in this mode. Yeah, I like him. Now again, you might want to make his wings lower, you might want to make his legs different, you might want to make his neck, his head different, but I think you got the idea today. And I hope it's helped you at least a little bit in your degree of art and how you make things, and like help you get a little better at making just creative things. Remember, sometimes when something doesn't look exactly like it's supposed to, it has a different cute kind of look, and I feel like this duck has it actually. So hopefully I'll see you guys again soon, and I'll join you in our next episode where we will do some other type of animal. I'm not sure what yet, but from all all our dogs and ducks at Lordfishgaming, we thank you for joining us. Remember to thumbs up, subscribe, and like, leave a comment. If you'd like to check out my game that I made, I'm not just the only maker. I'm not the programmer at all, but I made a lot of the stuff in the game using some of my techniques. So if you want to support me and show that you've really enjoyed things, you're more than welcome to check it out. It should be in the description below. And thank you. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you like Fishton. Bye.